Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Steel Chair for your first fully live HD 1080p show. We have a lot to get through, as you can see. Circular screen. Everything's changed on StreamYard. It's been upgraded. We're in dark mode. We're killing it. But we're not going to be here for long, so we're just here to review this. Yep. NXT No Mercy. We are going to review it. We've only got 6 matches. We'll be here for about an hour. And then after that, the World of Football podcast kicks off at 7:30. So you don't want to miss that. So get us there. But as you can see, the channel has completely morphed. It looks a lot better. I done mine earlier on. See, I'm faster. But hi, Catherine, how are you doing? There are one pre-show match, and we have... Actually, it wasn't even a pre-show, to be honest. It was just there, but it kicked off straight after. Yeah, I don't blame her. I knew she was going to be fair. I think for her, it's the right decision. I don't think she was going anywhere else. The Japanese contingent's going to flow, so you may as well just keep it going. And I think that makes sense for her. So, we have 6 matches. 5 are title matches. 1 was just an inter-promotional match between 2 organizations. So, we will come to that. So, let us share, present, and kick off. Let's have a look and see how StreamYard looks now. See, that looks so much better. That is so much better. Yes, I agree. It was 100 times better than Bash in Berlin. It just flowed better. There's so much better creative, and there's much more to envelopment. And for 6 matches as well, the timing was so good. Faultless. Honestly, faultless. Okay, so our first match to review is the NXT Tag Team Championship match that kicked off the show. First and foremost, this tag team match highlighted a few causes for concerns. The first one, obviously, is that the NXT tag division completely swamps the main roster for WWE. The NXT tag division also shows that they are willingness to grow. They're actually more inclined to give them time to work a different variety, whereas the main roster, it's the same boring style of match that you're going to get. I, for one, thought this match was outstanding. I really liked the work, and I just like that they have given them just the overall chance to improve. And kicking off with a tag team title match is a good way to start. Was the Hyper Chase U? I find them boring. The only one that's potential is Fear. I think Riley Osborne has potential as well, even though he shouldn't have been in the match at Emergence. He has got potential. Duke Hudson is boring as piss water. Andre Chase, no, he ain't that good. I'll stand by that. And we know that Ridge Holland is no longer with them because he turned heel on the show. He turned against them. So there's definitely they're not going anywhere with him anyway. Ridge Holland is absolutely terrible. You can't wrestle for piss water. The championship's obviously changed hands. The Axiom and Nathan Fraser regained the titles for me. They're a very good team. I like the way they work. I think they compensate each other really well. I like Axiom's comedic ability besides his match quality, and Nathan Fraser is just unquestionably good. 30 minutes is how I would have given it, and I think you're not rushing them. You're not overdoing it. You're not reducing their ability to make mistakes. There was no botches. So again, already better than the main roster. The only problem is because you've changed the titles very quickly again, you turn Ridge Holland heel after he's only been with them for little periods of time. What is the genuine point? Why would you change it now when he's not long been there with them? It makes no sense to me. I think that's a cause for concern. I think they need to investigate that. Especially from a creative sense. If that's a Shawn Michaels decision, then fair enough. If it's Ridge asking to be separated again because he feels better as a heel solo, then fine. But again, Ridge Holland is terrible. So there's nothing behind him at all that I can say, yeah, I would trust this man. I don't. I don't think so. He failed on the main roster already, remember. He failed with Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Like, he just isn't that good. I don't think he should be going anywhere near that main roster again. For me, personally, that's just my opinion. It might sound a bit harsh, but I don't think he is worthy of another chance on the main roster. But however, it was a good tag match. We have new champions, and it was like some form of spiked DDT on the announce table from Holland to Chase when he turned heel. Really took him out. It was really well done. I will give them that. I really like it. If there's going to be a single feud, then go for it. If this is intended to be a single feud between them, then that might work. Ridge Holland just eliminates Chase U. You could work with that, I suppose, but I'm not getting a need for it. It doesn't really bother me. To be fair, if you've got the right amount of false finishes, then I'll go for it. If there's not enough, in the sense of they're reducing the work, then you've got a problem. If it's false finishes in the sense where they're going to really try and expose the working ability, then you can get something out of that. But that's the only thing, is the amount of false finishes and the element of how you do it matters to me. That's my biggest thing. That's just my opinion anyway. It's just like how you determine a false finish and the amount that you provide is key. But we'll see. Match number 2. This was very, very good. Zachary Vance, the new TNA X Division champion, defeated Wesley by pinfall. Now, I really liked the way this match worked. I think you've really shown Zachary Vance's ability as not just as a storyteller, but also a very hard-hitting, light-moving worker. He's really talented. Wesley, again, is faultless. Wesley works extremely hard. He's got a mixed match style. He brings his own style out with WWE into WWE, so he's not working their traditional style. I liked the fact that they really tested the waters of, because they know each other so well, that you're going to get so many counters, but how can you flip side that? What can you do differently? And I agree with Catherine. It probably was the match of the night. I thought it was outstanding. I liked the difference in not only that, but I liked the difference in how Wesley worked this match as well. He was so aggressive. As a heel, obviously you've got to work differently to the opponent, and I thought they did really well in exposing the limitations of Zachary Vance working against Wesley as a heel, in contrast to if it had been the other way around. Zachary Vance would have been better he is a much better heel than a babyface. But I really did like how these two work together. Good chemistry. No surprise, as a former team, it really highlight that, and I like the involvement. Sorry, I really like the involvement of Trey Miguel, who obviously prevented Wesley from ripping Zachary Wentz apart with a steel chair. The movement into the post outside the ring, obviously, it stunned Wesley. He didn't know how to respond. Gets back in the ring, and then Zachary Wentz with his cut with that cutter, he does his own version of the Os cutter. So much faster than the way Ospreay delivers it, in my opinion. It's the fact that he can get up into a full rotation in the air and then bring it down. Really effective. I really do like how Zachary Wentz does the Os cutter. Where they go from here, I don't know. I'm expecting it to, one, Wesley interferes in the match next week on NXT, which has been confirmed. The tag team title, like the tag team number one contenders match. It's a triple threat tag. I'm expecting Wesley to interfere. I'm expecting Wesley to interfere and cost them the match. I wonder if they might tease a Trey Miguel turn as well. He might turn on Zachary. Because Trey is the better of, in my opinion, Trey Miguel is the better out of the three. I think he's the better worker out of the three anyway. I think they might tease to that sort of jealousy, where Zachary gets the title, Trey Miguel wasn't even in the match. So what does he have to offer? I think you might see them feud over the X Division title, and I would really like it. But we'll find out. To answer Catherine's question, do you think Wes will fit on the main roster? There's too many like him, but he is better than Carmelo Hayes. So I think he would. I met Trey in October last year. Had a conversation with him at a TNA show and a meet and greet, where I met obviously Joe Hendry, I met Rhino, Scott D'Amore, The Guns, Giselle Shaw, Jordan Grace. Picture and a handshake with Deonna Purrazzo. But I had a conversation with Trey Miguel for about 45 minutes. And I said to him, I hope you win the X Division title again, you spray painted green and purple. And he actually went, well, that idea is now swiftly in my head. So if he wins the title and he spray paints it green and purple, he can owe it to me, and I'll definitely remind him on social media if he does it. I'll certainly have that one stuck down his neck. Just remember, this was my idea, not yours. But he is really good. I really do rate Trey Miguel. He's excellent worker. But this match in general, the card was great. The Wesley as well, his movement in the ring is so much better since he's come back from injury. He's worked really hard post the injury, of course. He's really come back. He's done really well. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Zachary Wentz, on the other hand, it's too early for him to decide. Obviously, he's just won the X Division title. Big match for him. Really good match as well, I might add. It's where he goes from here. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We will see. I'm excited. I am. I'm really excited. If you are watching, please do like, share, and subscribe. Also, can you share this as well, just so we can get more people watching? Just want to see what people think. I did tell you he'll be back for Full Gear. I did say he'd be back. My fantasy booking, Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. Full Gear World title. Hold that in. I did say it. It's coming. We are going to get it. We are absolutely going to get it. Right, where were we? Oh, yes. So, positives and negatives about the Zachary Wentz Wesley match. Positive, a TNA talent went over. It at least gives some insight of, are they going to do more with this partnership? Will they not? We'll find out. also allows further feuding between the two. You can add it to the tag title scene. Could we get the tease of Trey Miguel turning, or will he have a match with Wesley? We'll find out. The negatives. This match didn't get more time. It was a great 50-minute match, but it actually deserved more than that. It was that good. It's a blood feud. For me, blood feuds should get longer, but that's just my personal opinion. Either way, very good match, and I would say it's match of the night, but it wasn't. Something else was, in my opinion. Next up, Kalani Jordan defeated Wendy Chu, retaining her NXT Women's North American title. Now, this was, for a women's match, this was actually not too bad. I like Kalani Jordan's presentation. I like her diverse moveset. But I also like the way the Wendy Chu worked. I think they've missed a trick with Wendy Chu. I know she's got nothing to do with the Wyatt Six, but the way she comes across, I actually think she would be tailor-made for that group. She's not going to be included in them, but the way she comes across, Wendy Chu might actually be good enough for the Wyatt Six. Like the sinister presentation, it matches well. I really do like it. That Tatum Paxley, obviously we'll come to her shortly, but she might be as well. Either way, the Kalani Jordan obviously wins through the split legged moonsault. Very good 30-minute match for them. It wasn't great. It wasn't awful. It was just there. It was a good match to fill up the crowd after the singles match we just had, Vince versus Wesley. Not only that, but it gave some insight into, well, if Wendy Chu can't beat Kalani Jordan, then who will? Because Wendy Chu really had Kalani Jordan on the ropes. The mid-card championship is certainly growing. It's getting more interest than the main roster mid-card titles for the men, in my opinion. I think they should use how NXT are treating their mid-card titles for the Intercontinental title and the US titles a lot more seriously. I don't think they are. I think how they've been used on NXT is a bigger concern for me, that they're just treated more right. And the fact that you've got 6 matches on this card, contrast to Bash in Berlin, in 6 matches that were actually booked properly. They need to get their heads out of their asses. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying they preferred this show to SummerSlam. They preferred Bash in Berlin to SummerSlam. Why? I'm sorry, but it was an expensive house show. You were charged over the odds to watch absolutely nothing but nonsense. Only 2 matches were good, in my opinion, at Bash. 1 outstanding performance from someone else in another. The rest of the show was tiresome. But that's just my opinion. I look forward to reviewing it with Ailey in the coming days. We're going to be doing that amongst other things. Like I said, daily content is hitting on the channel, so don't be alarmed. We're going to be doing a lot of that. We're going to be potentially streaming this onto Facebook and Instagram soon as well, so that's going to be fun. But I need to figure that part out first, but hey ho. We might don't want to do TikTok, highly unlikely. But either way, Kalani Jordan defeats Wendy Chu. Post-match, a seated dragon sleeper submission from Tatum Paxley knocks out Wendy Chu. That's in reference to the NXT show previously where Wendy Chu put Paxley to sleep. This time, Paxley put Wendy Chu to sleep. They're certainly building for those two. They are building a feud for those two, and I hope that they give them some sort of submission match. I think they would fit really well with a match type. I would certainly think it's a submission match. I'm all for it. I would say give them that. See what you get from it. who knows, you could take this to the main roster. I think you could. I think it would work well. But I'm starting to think that maybe Wendy Chu should be looked at for the Wyatt faction, because she fits when you look at psychologically. There isn't much there, and it would do Nikki Cross a lot as well. It would give her an extra woman to work with. If she's the only woman in this faction, albeit most factions are just one woman, it means she's got a lot more to do. Whereas if you add a Wendy Chu, for example, then it takes a lot of the burden off her and it lets them be expressive. And I think you would then have a really good faction. That's just my opinion. Of course, that's just my opinion. Up next. Wow. This was genuinely WWE's, I'm inclined to say WWE's best singles title match all weekend. That includes the SmackDown match with LA Knight for the US title. I'm inclined to think Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo was the best title match for WWE all weekend. The only thing that rivals it is the main event. Potentially, from a men's side, the Perez match was exquisite. I'm going to come to that. But in terms of just from a mid-card title perspective, this was phenomenal. Like, Obafemi and his chemistry with Tony D'Angelo really stood out. Like, Obafemi really got caught out a lot last night. Like, the match between them, Obafemi numerous times looked lost. He looked defeated. He was getting thrown left, right, and centre. Like, he's finally met his match. I think they will do another one between these two. I think Tony D'Angelo looks like the one who is going to take the title off him. Because I think Obafemi needs to be... Yeah, he needs to be in the NXT title hunt. I think he needs to be there. He's only had 21 televised matches. But those 21 televised matches have actually been better than anything the main roster's produced in some time. I like his work ethic. I like his energy. Ironically enough, Obafemi is what they wanted. Let's have a look at the guys similar weight to him. Yeah, he is what they wanted. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, Baron Corbin, Otis. I'd say those four in particular. He is what those four were meant to be. Speed, power, agility, and good working ability. Obafemi clears all of them. Like, he is on a level those four men that I mentioned can't match. And I think that sets the tone when he's only had 21 televised matches and he's already running circles around these guys. They need to seriously look into that, because I think if they can't figure that out, they're in trouble. Especially when you're so obsessed with booking big men against big men. Obafemi needs to be in the conversation now for who is their best big man. For me, it's him. I don't think they have anyone on that roster that is as good as him. That's just my opinion. I think he is just totally different. He's unique. He's the perfect replacement for when Keith Lee was there. Like, he's the perfect replacement for him as well. And I think that's also really important. Like, you need someone to follow in his footsteps, and I'm happy that they've got him for this. Tony D'Angelo numerous times had Obafemi down for the count. The only thing is just pure power. Like Obafemi's pure power is only like a 20-30 pound weight advantage, but he still made it count. The amount of power bombs that were delivered, like obviously Tony D'Angelo's the first man to kick out of Obafemi's power bomb, so it's no longer a protected finisher. The second one was just a set of power bomb. I'm really starting to like the big toss that he does, the big launch and toss. Even like Tony D'Angelo's like 260 and he's being thrown like he's a lump of wood. Like it's just mental. Like that sort of thing shouldn't be happening at all. You're over here. You should be a whole lot better. You compare Wendy with Nikki for a women's tag. Yeah, you can. You're over here. You should be a whole lot better. Pure power. Like Obafemi's pure power is only like a 20-30 pound weight advantage. I would actually like a tag team between Wendy Chu and Nikki Cross. If they were in the same group, I actually would like it. I think you've got something there, and it's more impressive than Bianca and Jade. Speaking of Jade Cargill, generational head loss at that media scrum. She's let herself down. She needs to really think before she speaks, ironically. But she didn't, because that was a pure meditated response. You could see in her eyes that she was not holding back. She got asked a very simple and fair question, and she took it on a poor interviewer. Did nothing wrong. I thought it was embarrassing. I genuinely thought it was embarrassing. Just seeing if I can find any more. No, that's not good enough. Too small. Right size. There we go. But hey, that's just something I would say. I would rather have her in a tag team than anything else, because again, Bianca Belair is exposing Jade Cargill. Like exposing her so easily for the fact that she's making so many mistakes. She's not holding herself accountable, and she's blaming other people for it. Not good enough. Genuinely not good enough at all. I'm not impressed with that. She needs to have a word with herself, in my opinion. But she won't, because it's Jade Cargill and she's only in it for the bag and Hollywood. Back to the powerhouse match. So the match does end with the set of powerbomb. I'm surprised nobody came out. It's an NXT thing. Normally a lot of people, like someone will come out and challenge the champion. Instead, he just gets his moment standing at ringside, celebrating his victory. So who knows who's next for the North American champion. Next match this was really good fun. I'm aware that we're 30 minutes in, but we don't have to do a lot to review this show. Like I said, it's 6 matches. We don't have to do a lot. Unless you guys have got some questions, then please ask away. Please ask away. I'd love to get more conversation. I'd love to get more chat from whoever's watching. This match here. So, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, Roxy, defeated Jada Parker, who only a year on NXT is now in a main event. Okay. I like Jada Parker, but this is too quick. She's being rushed. slow the fuck down. Slow the fuck down with her. You do not need to rush this woman. She's got good ability. She works hard. She's good on the mic. You do not need to rush her into a title match. She's not there yet, in my opinion. I think she should be in the North American title scene, not the main event. But this highlights another problem. Roxanne Perez is beating everybody. I think for her too, it's that Perez was ahead of other talent in Ring of Honor. In other promotions, she was booked very strongly. It doesn't help that Booker T is firmly up her arse on comms. Like, Booker T really annoys me. Like, he is on the fucking level of Pat McAfee and Corey Graves for sheer disappointment. Like, I wish I could just mute him all the time, but I can't because I like Vic Joseph. But this match highlighted the errors that Perez is so far ahead. There isn't much there. I don't know who we're going to get next after what's to come. But for Jada Parker, still a good performance. She was defeated, obviously, by Pro Blue, which is obviously Roxanne Perez's version of the Sunset Flip Powerbomb. And then stare down on the entire show. Yeah, I've seen this left back. I'm not a fan of Perez. I'm not sure if it is Perez personally or the way they've written her. They just make her to be better than everybody else. You know, like her favourite. Like her childhood hero. She is written in such a way that she has to be better than her respective colleagues. She's got to be better than everyone on the roster. Even though there's one woman on this roster that's just made her debut that is ahead of her. And that is Julia, who is the best women's wrestler, in my opinion, apart from Jordynne Grace and Rhea Ripley and Mina Shirakawa. Deonna Purrazzo as well. I think she's the top. I think they're the top 5. I think they are about to showcase a lot of faith, like specifically more faith in her than they do Roxanne Perez. And it wouldn't surprise me. Like, they cannot turn their back on Roxy, in my opinion. Like, you cannot. She is one win away from having the most wins as a talent on premium live events for a woman, which is, for me, is incredible. I rate that. Like, she's one away, which is impressive. I don't think they're gonna. I don't know if she's gonna get it though. That's my only concern. But I might add, I just like the presentation here. Like, Julia's got such an amazing look. Obviously, Italian-Japanese, a very rare combination. But it's technical excellence here and a shoot style. Do we know that Roxy can cope with that? I'm eager to see how it goes. I am very eager to see. She did get a bit of a pop. It wasn't a great pop, but she did get a pop. Happy anniversary of the firing of CM Punk. That's true. It is a year to the day since Punkovic, or Punkicism, because narcissism, CM Punk, Punkicism was boot the door. So yeah, we are at that stage. We know for a fact that Roxanne Perez is 100% going to lose her title soon. I think she will lose it first time against Julia. If not, it'll be the second. Julia should not be competing for the North American title. Leave it with the likes of Kalani Jordan, Wendy Chu, Tatum Paxley, potentially Gigi Dolan when she returns. I think the main event scene should be Cora Jade, Julia, Roxanne Perez. Actually, I wouldn't call Gigi Dolan in that. I think Kaylee Ray potentially as well. Thea Hale could be in the North American scene. Lola Vice can go to hell. Natalia is obviously on NXT. She'll be in either of those, just putting them over. That big fit clown, what's her name? Oh yeah, Nikita Lyons. Got no interest in her. She's not even that good. She should be a jobber. Sorry, we can't say that anymore. Enhanced talent. But at least this match has proven that they can build two separate divisions, and they clearly know who fits in what division. So I do at least credit them for this, because the main roster, on the other hand, does not know who is in what division. They don't know who they're using. They need to replace the tag titles on the main event roster. They need to replace them with a mid-card IC or mid-card US title, because at least it would be done better, because they're much better suited. Oh, I cannot stand Nikita Lyons. She's awful. She can't work. She can't talk. She's just thick. I like Cora Jade, but I think she can do better. You know, I think her injuries, if she gets another injury, then she'll have to retire, because she's getting them so infrequently now, and it's becoming a major concern. In my opinion, it's becoming a major concern. But we'll see. We will see. Up next, we say his name and he'll appear. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yes. Main event, NXT Championship match. This was good and a concern. And it's good because this man's involved. I really like Trick Williams. I like the champion, Ethan Page. I really like his work. He is underrated. And obviously I like this guy. I mean, why shouldn't I? The problem, this. No. This is a pay-per-view, and your main singles championship is going under 20 minutes. No, I'm sorry, no. That's not good enough. That's genuinely embarrassing. No title match like that, unless it's a squash on TV, should that be going under 20 minutes. That should have went 20-25, because Joe Hendry's done that. Ethan Page can work 20-25 minutes. He's done it with the machine guns. There is no excuse for this. I think in terms of main singles title matches, this one was better than Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. It actually had good pacing. The storytelling was a lot better. And also, I like that they've mixed in TNA to WWE by constantly referencing TNA in promos. They've actually allowed Ethan Page to slander his former employer successfully, referring to them as outsiders. Any talent obviously coming into him as an outsider, which is ironic because obviously he was the outsider 6 weeks ago when he debuted in NXT. He's been in NXT. This is now his 7th week. And he won the title in 4 weeks. It's really good stuff from Ethan Page. I think he's found his place. I think a lot of talent in TNA to AEW or TNA to WWE were managed well. I think talent going from WWE to TNA or WWE to AEW at times haven't been managed well. Some of them do try and some of them do get out of that spot. Ethan Page is just slotted in. I think he's actually been just like Nick Nemeth is to TNA. Ethan Page is what NXT really needs. So I do like that. I do agree that WWE is going to wear out Joe Hendry and his hype. The good thing is Joe Hendry got himself over. I think it would take a lot for WWE to ruin him. It would take a lot of serious burying. I don't think they're going to do that though. I don't think the fans would allow it. Especially TNA fans, if they genuinely care. They will not allow this to die out. I'm sick of obviously TNA fans who are all about the exposure crap. Joe Hendry can lose the title match on NXT, that's fine. But can we stop lying that this is about exposure for TNA, please? It's not. It's WWE getting their eyes on talent they want. They had Jordan Grace at the last NXT event. They've now got Joe Hendry on this one and Zachary with Trey Miguel. Partnership or no partnership, this is purely WWE's eyes on, okay, whose contracts are coming up? Who can we snipe next? And that is the worst side of a partnership. TNA should be getting talent back to work with. We should be getting a mixture of both. Because then at least then, we know that it's a genuinely caring partnership. That's what I want to see. I want to see them actually give both sides something to enjoy. Because you can't get that if you're just taking their best talent and all you're doing is giving them exposure. The WWE fan base, like the hardcore WWE fan base that only watch WWE and refuse to watch anything else, are not watching TNA. They are still belittling TNA because it's TNA. They're still belittling AEW. They're still belittling anything else. I've yet to see any hardcore WWE fan praise TNA. So we will see what we'll get from it. If they genuinely care about TNA, these WWE hardcore fans, if they genuinely care, they'll start watching. But they're not. And this is why I'm saying I am sick of people slandering one partnership for the sake of another to praise it because it's your favourite. No, please have the same energy. Scott D'Amore called it out. Former TNA president and head of creative. He's called out saying which partnership was better and which one had flaws. Which one could do better. Just remember that. And he's now head of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, who is coming back. And I will be watching it and reviewing it when it happens next month. Scott D'Amore said that the talent and the work that AEW was giving TNA really helped when they needed it. WWE, it's still going, but there's still a lot of flaws. So make of that what you will. That is not a dig at WWE. That is not a dig at TNA. That's a dig at the fans who are lying to themselves. Please stop lying. Saying all this exposure crap is trashing genuine fans. Like, just please stop lying. Because I actually want this partnership to succeed. I want wrestling companies to enjoy working with each other. I want them to thrive. I want talent to have places to go instead of an organization shutting down and fans are celebrating a death of an organization. Don't celebrate that, because you're celebrating talents lost to a job. So given that this match here, for example, is a good ideal that partnerships can work if you allow them time and growth. So Ethan Page winning was spot on. Ethan Page winning via low blow. Obviously, low blow then hitting his finish worked so good. I like this. Ethan Page really has settled in so well to the All Ego side, so much stronger. And I like that. I've always liked Ethan Page. A monopoly is a bad thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. But in the meantime, so if I'm going to have to grade this show, Bash at the Berlin, I'm giving a 0 out of 10. Actually, no, that's harsh. I'll give Bash at the Berlin a 2 out of 10. The 2 goes to the 2 matches I liked and Rhea Ripley. No Mercy, I'm going to rate it as... because the talent worked really hard on this one, and you can see that they're making more effort on it. The booking, you felt like you got your money's worth from this, even though I watched on the network. Well, I didn't watch on the network, I watched it via the network on something else. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. There's still room for improvement, but it was so much more exciting than Bash in Berlin. The problem I had with Bash in Berlin is it was an expensive house show. And I only liked 2 of the matches and 1 individual performance. They should have had the IC title. They should have had the US title. They should have had the Women's Championship on those shows. They didn't. And if you don't have them, the show can't grow. This one had all the mid-cards and the tag titles. They were all given roughly the same amount of time each. The only thing is, one match went too short, which was Zachary Vance versus Wesley, but it was still a good match. Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry should have went more than 20. Again, that might have been a creative decision, I don't know, but for me it should have went over 20. But I liked the overall creative on this card. The NXT division as a whole, the NXT brand, is definitely booked better than Raw and SmackDown. So they should pay attention to this product. They should pay more attention to this brand if they want to improve the main roster for booking. Because they have got good talent on their main roster. Just book it better. Please, just book it better. I'm going to go until 15:15. So if anyone's got any questions, please drop them in. I will do my best to answer. If there's no questions, then I'll go for about another couple of minutes and then I'll wrap up and get out of here. Because I've got a stream at 7:30. on the World of Football podcast with the lads. We're going to be talking some football. I'll give it. Not particularly. I'm not particularly excited for it, but I'll have a look and see what the actual card is for tonight. Because I can't even remember what the advertised card is. Oh yeah, they've got Dragunov versus Dirty Pedo Sanchez. Sorry, Dominic Mysterio. Versus Dragon Lee in a triple threat for the IC title qualification. I forgot they've got that one. What else have they got? Oh, and shout out to Tyler Latmer for winning the NWA World title. He really deserves that. Right, so Vega versus Baszler. Okay, Baszler's a good talent. I can enjoy that. Alpha Academy versus American Made. American Made better squash that shitty tag team. The Women's Tag Team Championship win, celebration, and number one contenders match. So that's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn don't even get their rematch. They've got to earn it against Damage Control. Again, why are they not allowed to cash in their rematch clauses? They're so stupid. The IC title tournament, so we know that Jey Uso and Pete Dunne are already in the final. So they'll face the winner of Dragunov versus Dom versus Dragon Lee. And then the other one is Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Bronson Reed. I'm expecting it to be Dominic Mysterio and Sheamus. True. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, we'll see what happens. But then will we have a segment? I think so. They'll have a third match. They absolutely will have a third match because there'll be a Hell in a Cell. I'm hoping it's a Buried Alive match instead. They should have the rubber match because it's tied 1-1. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they will. And to be honest, it kind of makes sense for them to go and do it as well. Like, they should. Just getting the... It's halftime restart, I'm pretty sure. But we are obviously kicking off. Yeah, half 7. But yeah, I'm liking the new layout. I prefer the circle look. It suits me better. I like that I've got my StreamYard's upgraded to dark mode, and this looks better in dark mode. All my editing really looks so much better. Like, that looks great. That looks stupendous. This is phenomenal. We'll be reviewing this soon. And this is beautiful. Well, this is my favorite edit so far. And the banner, of course. But in the meantime, guys, we are going to be reviewing Bash of Berlin. We're going to review it at the same time we will review Raw. We don't review them live at the same time because, again, it's 1 a.m. here for us, so it'll be finished at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if you can stay awake for that long, but we are going to review that. We'll review Bash at Berlin. We've got more content. This weekend is the start of the What If series, and the What If series will be what if Vince McMahon didn't end the territories and he just kept his as a territory. So there's the first clue of the first episode. So we're going to be doing that. So basically, what would happen if Black Saturday didn't happen? We will certainly find out how would wrestling look today if Black Saturday didn't happen. But in the meantime, my friends, thank you so much. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the Weekly Steel Chair. Please check us out. I'm going to try and get maybe an edited version of this intro. We'll see. But in the meantime, like I said, we're doing so much. Like, I like the intro. I want to do a few things to do. Maybe an outro. But in the meantime, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you for watching. See you on the World of Football podcast at 7:30. Bye for now.